Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and so much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and the holiday sales event is now underway with unbelievably low interest rates and huge discounts on both our new and pre-owned inventory. Right now, we're offering 0% interest rates or $13,000 off select new models. These are the absolute biggest discounts of the year. You heard right, 0% interest rates or $13,000 off select new models. So please stop on in or check us out online at CoppelCars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade in Costco.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly sunny skies with winds letting up in the afternoon. See a high around 20. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and it'll be cold with a low of just 6. Tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies return with a light breeze and a high around 22. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher from 3.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This just in, hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has added new strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today, and you can be one of the first to try it out. We're raising the bar with new benches, and our new hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all of the best-in-class equipment we've always had, with most clubs open 24 hours, so you can work out your way on your time. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 10th. See Home Club for details.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known. But what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is 93.7 The Ticket.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
Three-time national champion Vershawn Jackson.
Oh, got a bunch all alone is Vershawn Jackson. And Vershawn, he'll get it to the 24-yard line.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bakoven. Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
All right, welcome to the Captain Show, 93.7 The Ticket, the fastest 2 hours in radio. On the black shirt, Terrell Farley. I'm with
Bach.
And the captain will be in shortly, so it is just me and Bach started off. We got a lot of news for you today. We got the transfer portal. We got the NFL Week 18 and the playoffs coming up. We got college football coming up this week for the chance to go to the national championship game. Bach, let's get this party started.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Nebraska and Lincoln. Nebraska, of course, the basketball team with a huge win, 20th straight over number 15 UCLA, 20th straight at home, that is. A lot of action in the transfer portal. I thought that thing closed, but it just keeps giving. And obviously some questions about some former Nebraska players. Now, you could say former Nebraska players. I'm trying to figure out what Isaiah Nayar and Thomas Fidone plan on doing. But the big news for Nebraska, you can look at the losses, but you want to look at the additions as well. Bringing in Georgia Southern linebacker Marquise Watson-Trent, the Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Year, at 120 tackles last season. Last 3 seasons have had over 100 tackles. So this is a guy that gets to the ball. Very exciting stuff. We also got the captain, Sean Jackson, joining us at the moment as well. So big weekend for Nebraska football, big weekend for Nebraska basketball, and we're all here for it.
Yeah, we're here for it. We'll just wait for the captain to get in. And we also got a defensive back from Southern Illinois.
Yeah, the Salukis.
Yeah. Great guy. Heard Silk talk about him earlier. Jameer Khan or something like that.
Yeah, that's the name.
Very, very physical corner. Loves to hit. So hopefully, we can be able to make that transition and get him in. Yeah, I think for the next couple of weeks, Bob, we're going to try to help break down this schedule. I know we have 14 transfers in now from the transfer portal. Then with the addition of the 20 or 22 freshmen that's coming in. So we still have to get ready. Probably 30, 35 guys before, the count before the 105 hits and takes effect.
Dun, 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 dun. You guys are thinking about like the guys, right? I get it. The defense, the offense. We just lost our special teams coordinator. Are we not? Isn't that the biggest thing on the table right now?
It is a big thing. I think the writing was hopefully on the wall. If they would have retained him, that would have been a rough look.
Well, so now we got to talk about, because this is an important part of this entire team, special teams. Who do you bring in? There's a lot of guys out there. Who do you bring in?
They was talking about one guy who used to coach I think Bo staff, but I think his contract runs out at the end of the month. So
yeah, Mike Eckler would be one. If you want to go by special teams coaches that are doing well, John Papuchis has done well. I mean, you look at Nebraska, Nebraska connections, but
hold up. J-Pap just went to Florida State. He ain't going nowhere.
He's been at Florida State for quite some time.
J-Pap ain't going nowhere. He's at Florida State.
The bigger point is I bet the special teams coach will be somebody that we don't know. I mean, we always do this when there's an opening. who's our Nebraska connection, this, that. I'd look into Matt Rule's connections before I look into Nebraska's connections to figure out who the next special teams coach would be.
Correct. It's just funny because I've been getting bombarded all weekend, right, with Bill Bush, Bill Bush, Bill Bush, Bill Bush. Now, I'm not singing that whole Bill Bush song and dance, but I am saying, I wonder if Bill Bush has been contacted. I haven't had a chance to talk to him, so I don't know what's going on with Bill Bush. I know he's having some family situations going on, but I also know that if Bill Bush is sitting right in your front yard, wouldn't it be good to bring in as a consultant? Just until you figure out who you got, or no?
Maybe, but I don't know. Like Bill, I don't think Bill Bush can just be borrowed for a few weeks. I mean, I think Bill Bush has a legitimate career. He's not necessarily have to take the Nebraska job or waiting around for the Nebraska job. I know that he's probably, he's had probably offers, and at that time, so he's kind of waiting to pick his spot. And I don't think an analyst role at Nebraska with his not
an analyst, not an analyst,
spot he's looking for, or a consultant. Either way you want to write it. I don't.
Well, they did it with Butler. They did it with Snow. They did it with a lot of people. What do you thought Holgerson was? I mean, yeah, he came in, he consulted for that week, and then all of a sudden he became the guy.
Again, the writing was on the wall for that. I think that was I think there was an idea above that. So, I mean, if you wanted to do that to eventually give him the role, then maybe.
And one other thing, these are Matt Rule guys, though. Bringing Snow in, Matt Rule guy. Bringing Butler in, Matt Rule guy. Bill Butler is a Nebraska guy. So, and I mean, it sounds good on paper, but maybe Matt Rule likes to stay in his own lane and work with the people he's used to.
Well, I can tell you that you don't win games that way. You win games by bringing in the best coaches to coach the best players. You can have the best players all you want to. If you don't have the best coaches coaching them, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't care how good of a player you get. If you don't have a coach that's willing to coach them up, coach, then that's a problem. Now, let me go over something real quick. Can you guys tell me Bill Bush from 2021 to 2022? I want you guys to tell me what did Bill do for special teams? Where were we ranked in 2021? And then where were we ranked in 2022? So I just want you guys. Okay, so punt return in 2021, we were ranked 128th. What do you think in 1 year, Bill Bush helped turn that special teams around to? So we was 128 and 21. What do you think we were in 22? Don't cheat, just guess.
100.
Punt return. Seventh. We went from
what? The Big Ten?
In football, in punt return.
Who did we have returning in 22?
I thought your boy was back there, Trey Palmer. Yeah. We went from 128 to 7. Hold on, I'm not done. What about block punts?
That 4-8 team had the 7th best punt return team, and we can't even name the
punt
returner.
I just told you, Trey Palmer.
I don't remember Trey Palmer specifically doing well in punt return, but
yeah, like you're confusing me right now.
Well, we need to go to 2022 and look and see who the punt returner was. And all you got to do is look at 2020-22 stats and see if this is it. I'm talking about Nebraska special teams. Okay? Nebraska. So go to Nebraska, go to National, and go look it up. And let's make sure it's right. But I think I'm pretty good because this is from Nebraska. What about block punt? We were 128th in block punts in 2021. What do you think we are in 2022? And we're going to compare these stats with this year's stats. Block punts, we were 7th. Look at them. They clucking away, you guys. Captain's country. They are clucking and looking.
I don't know about your stat there. I want to look
Go
that
look.
up.
Hey, buddy. Look. Hey, please make sure the captain is right with his stats. Okay, but I'm going to keep going. Net punt, we were 129th in 2021. In 2022, we're 49th. Kickoff coverage, we were 95th in 2021. In 2022, we were 33rd. Kickoff return, we were 124th. We only went up to 116th, but that's an improvement. Field goal percentage, we were 125th in 2021. We were 66th in 2022. So now, go get 23. You can go get 23 stats and 24 stats, and let's compare them.
Trey Palmer had 30. Oh my God, this
maybe it wasn't Trey Palmer. I'm just telling you what.
4 punt returns for 36 yards,
and
well,
that's
then,
it.
Yeah. Okay, well then, who was the punt returner? My point is, did y'all look at the national stats in 2022?
Well, I don't know what the national stats were, but
I'll do it.
4 punt
I'm in the red room, so I'll do it. Don't worry about it. I'll do it. All you got to do is look at college football 2022.
I'm looking at 22
Special teams. Special teams.
Yeah, I'm looking at special teams.
What you got? Where's Nebraska? Just look at Nebraska.
It don't give me the rankings. It just give me Nebraska stuff.
Okay. I'll find it for us. Don't worry about it. I'll find it. You still have to figure out who you're gonna bring in. I like Eckler. I like his fire. I like Carlos Pope. He's Chicago Bears special teams coordinator, or assistant coordinator. But don't you think this has got to be a great hire? No, you guys are confused. I see it. It's okay. I'm gonna find a punt return so you can see it for yourself.
Well, I'm just not sure that 2022 team was great at punt returns. I think we've established that, but I mean, in the numbers,
I'm not saying I didn't say that they were great at punt. Hold up a second, Bach. Don't mistake my words. I didn't say they were great. I said the improvement from 2021 to 2022 special teams with Bill Bush at the helm. That's what I said. Okay, what we did don't matter. I'm talking about the overall improvement of our special teams. So if we were 128th in 1 year, in 50th the next year, isn't that big time improvement? Do you even know what the numbers of that percentage looks like as far as the improvement? It's like 435% improvement over a year. Was that the players? You think it was the players who did it?
It can be. Sometimes if you get, especially in the punt return games, if you can get that look. If you're there for DeMornay Pearsonell's freshman year, from 1 year to the next, they basically made that jump. And Bo Pelini took over the special teams. And yeah, I'm sure that was a big part of it, and it was. But if you don't have DeMornay Pearsonell, then you don't have those numbers.
I'm not taking them. He's a great punt returner, so I cannot say anything but great things about DeMornay. But what I said was, as a unit, somebody was blocking for DeMornay, wasn't he? Right? Or did DeMornay do it by itself? Somebody was blocking.
In football, there's always 11 guys on the field. There's always somebody helping you.
In order to be great, you got to have great blockers, man. Tommy Frazier, Lawrence Phillips, all the great backs that played at Nebraska will tell you it was the blocking that made them. Now, what made them special is what they did after they got the ball, or they take a 5-yard, average back would get a 5-yard gain, a phenomenal back would score a touchdown. That was the difference. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm gonna find those stats too. But I think
in 22, Nebraska had 5 returns for 77 yards.
Okay, what we do in 21? Obviously worse than that.
I think they had like 10 returns. I don't know what the total yards.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, exactly. But my point is, if these stats are right, okay, and look, the text line is open. You can go check for us. Help us out. We need help today. I'm just simply saying, I'm making a statement. Bill Bush helped the special teams immensely in 1 year. Because if you don't have a conductor, if you don't have a director, then you're only as good as the person that's leading you. That's why we got a new offensive coordinator. Because you're only as good as the people that's leading you. Matter of fact, since we're on this subject, is Satterfield still there?
As far as I know.
Yeah.
Okay. It was just a question. And we'll talk next segment, but Fidone. Really? Why would Fidone leave?
I don't know what Fidone's doing. I heard he's coming back. He's leaving. He's coming back. Right now is just talk right now. I haven't seen anything since that day it came out, but I did see something the next day say he's possibility he's returning. So
I don't think so.
When the idea might be to go, try out for the NFL. I don't know if he's in the portal.
What? Man, stop it. Stop.
But one way or the other.
You know what's going to happen? Let me tell you what's going to happen. I'll give it to you. There's a team about 5.5 hours away. They're always talking about row your boat. Know that team?
I know that team.
Mm-hmm. Who they got from us?
Malachi.
Okay. Well, you might want to check. Fidone might be on his way that way too. I'm just simply saying, I don't know why we will get rid of Fidone, but that's it. This is, in the words of Nick, fascinating.
Well, as we know too, I mean, the Fidone family was probably the least happy with the Wisconsin win, as we saw. But that was as a result of Fidone not playing too much in the Wisconsin game. We saw later in the year, Lindenmeyer, we saw, some other tight ends get involved. There was, it was kind of called out in the press, that I think some guys are getting a pass and we need to, some of the assistant coaches just have their guys and you got to kind of find those other guys. And that seemed to be kind of talking about the tight end position. Now, I will say this, Thomas Fidone has battled through a lot, especially in injuries and given a lot to this Husker program and had several big games. So I don't necessarily like any bad look of, traitor or something like that. It's just maybe it's not working out. Sometimes you can love a place, but if it's not working for you, then maybe you can find a new home. And I think that's where I'd put this in this category.
Well, I mean, okay. I'm just Fidone. However you cut the cheese, he's the best receiving tight end we got. There's not a better receiving tight end at Nebraska than Fidone. Harburg has got the opportunity to be one, but he's not as polished as Fidone as far as route running. And I just think, how many years does Fidone have? 2?
Yeah, he could have 2 years left.
Come on, man. Now I get it, but there's 2 sides to every story, sometimes 3. So I would imagine Fidone's got a side. I would imagine, I don't know what the coach's side would be in that. But when there's inconsistency in play, right? When one game you can catch 10 balls or 6 balls, the next game you ain't going to get targeted, I would imagine that becomes frustrating. You can't be a part of a team 1 week, and then next week, you're non-existent.
Yeah, it's called benching a player. Happens all the time.
What do you mean when you say benching a player?
Well, if you don't do your job correctly, you get benched. I mean, especially if you have, anybody.
For who's the next best guy, huh?
It doesn't matter. You got to set an example, and I think that's what the coach did.
What? So you telling me that they set the example on Fidone? That was the example? by sitting.
What did he do? What did he do?
He didn't get targeted. I said targeted. He played, but they didn't throw the ball his way. Now that was either play call, Dylan, or something. But I can
to be fair, in the most recent game, he had 50 yards and 5 receptions. I mean,
all the more reason that makes this so fascinating, intriguing. What was the other big word? That was a new word. It's a new word, buzzword. I can't remember. It'll come to me later that Nick uses now. I'm following Nick, man. I do what Nick does, you know. I'm just saying, he's a legend, you know, in the broadcast field. So, you know, as a young guy, he's doing his thing. I'm just saying it. That's fascinating to me. 5 catches, 50 yards. Holgerson's there. Obviously, he wants to get him the ball. Why would he leave? Now, do you understand what I'm asking you? If he had 5 catches for 50 yards in the bowl game, why would he leave?
Remember, he did come in as a very highly rated recruit, even over Brock Bowers, who was maybe the best tight end, one of the best tight ends in college football history. Statistically, championships would put him right up there. And so, again, maybe it's not all about opportunity, although I think that's playing in. Like you said, Harburg moving over to that position. We saw Lindenmeyer being used a little bit more. But, you know, maybe it is just kind of sometimes you want a fresh start. And, you know, if he goes somewhere else, they're going to say, hey, at one time, this guy was one of the highest rated players, you know, and coming out and has had a solid career at Nebraska. I think the shine came off him a little bit when Holgerson came in and wasn't going to automatically just play him at tight end.
Well,
so
here's my question. How could he? I mean, they already set the rules. How could he just jump in the transfer portal and you have 5 days to after you know, on the 28th and time was already, I think time was already up for him though, the end of the portal.
Well, sometimes the paperwork, you know, we hear about it later than when it is actually done. So I think that might be the case. Again, I don't know. With him and Isaiah Nair, it's hard to track. Are they in the portal? Are they going for the NFL draft? Are they changing their minds about it? Especially, you know, that's probably a little bit
Why
unfair,
would you?
but more than Nair.
But why would you go to the NFL draft in this?
You must have a high level of confidence in yourself, but I don't think you get drafted.
If you could go to another team and make another $200,000 and work on your craft a little bit better, right? Why would you go? Why would you go to be a free agent or a 7th round or 6th round pick? 2.5 years is the average, ladies and gentlemen. So why would you go? I know Fidone ain't going to the league. Fidone going to a school.
Well, I kind of linked them to Michigan for a little while. I did read something about that the other day, but you know, we don't know what's the real story yet.
I would imagine that if what's our running back?
Emmett?
Went to K-State.
Oh, Gabe Ervin.
If Gabe Ervin can go to a K-State, how many did Gabe Ervin have over 300 yards rushing?
No, Gabe Ervin fell into the depth chart pretty bad this year. He'd shown promise before.
But a Gabe Ervin, who's been at Nebraska for 17 years, is going to go to K-State. Now, what do you think is going to happen? And we got to get ready to throw it to break, Bach. What do you think is going to happen if Gabe Ervin goes to K-State and run for 1,000 yards? What are we going to be saying?
Good for Gabe Ervin.
Okay, that's perfect. Get us out of here.
All right, 93.7 The Ticket, the Captain Show. The fastest 2 hours in radio has started, and the Captain has started. We'll be right back. 93.7 The Ticket.
Ever wonder what it's like to work for a company that actually cares? At Lincoln Industries, they're revolutionizing local manufacturing while taking care of their most valuable asset, their people. When you join their team, you'll enjoy comprehensive health coverage, wellness initiatives that work around your life, and benefits that show they're serious about your future. Plus, you'll be a part of a proud manufacturing tradition right here in the community. Don't just take their word for it. Visit LincolnIndustries.com to see all their current opportunities and find out why their people love calling Lincoln Industries home.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and so much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and the holiday sales event is now underway with unbelievably low interest rates and huge discounts on both our new and pre-owned inventory. Right now, we're offering 0% interest rates or $13,000 off select new models. These are the absolute biggest discounts of the year. You heard right, 0% interest rates or $13,000 off select new models. So please stop on in or check us out online at CoppelCars.com. All deals with approved credit, must trade, and Costco.
Attention all wing fans! Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today at 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village. Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Back with Vershawn Jackson. Powered by Bauer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Got a lot of static. All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, the fastest 2 hours in radio. I'm the black shirt. I'm with
Buck.
I'm with
the captain.
Man, and I can tell you this, Captain. And here's what I say right here. I don't think this loss. I mean, I don't think the Fidone is a big loss. I mean, you got to think about the way. I think Lindenmeyer's stock is going up. I think Carter Nelson is moving really back to tight end. You have the guy Mark. What's his name? Mark McWay. Yeah. McWay from LSU coming in. I mean, you got Heinrich moving to tight end. I think it'll be an okay group.
Okay. I mean, this is a guy who's got 3 years of experience. It's a lot of experience. So, I mean, I'm good. I'm good with it. Let me ask you a question. Our punt return, kickoff return guy, where do you think Ja'Cory Barney landed at? What number? Kickoff.
Look, he didn't have too much of an opportunity. Is this kick return or punt return?
Kick return.
Well, he had a few good returns there. I don't know. Again, if this just by average.
Yeah, well, I guess it gives you everything, basically.
Yeah.
So Ja'Cory Barney had 14 for 285, average 20.4, long 45, no touchdown, and he was 78. Don't you think as a big time football program we need to have a guy up in the top 25?
You'd like to. Again, I mean, there's some things that you can look at and say. I mean, Brian Buschini had close to the record for average punt yardage. So there is
who recruited Buschini? You know, who recruited him? Come on, guys.
Who recruited who?
Boom Buschini.
What do you want to say?
Bill Bush. Bill Bush. I'll give it away quick. Bill Bush. Let me ask y'all a question. Who recruited 2 first overall picks in the NFL draft in the last 10 years? 15.
Mickey Joseph.
Nope.
Mickey Joseph recruited Justin
overall. The first pick overall, sir. Overall. Which coach recruited the first pick overall twice? Come on. You guys ain't gonna take a guess? You don't have a guess?
I know
Bill
Bush.
Okay. Now here's the question. Who were the 2 guys?
Joe Barrow, from the transfer portal, and who else?
Come on. It's a Hall of Fame. He just
Come
went
on,
into the Hall of Fame.
Who, Sue?
Nope. Quarterback. First overall pick. Sue was number 2. Wow. Alex, you know the last name? Bob?
Smith.
Didn't he just go into the Hall of Fame?
I don't think so. I think he threw us off there.
What are you talking about? Yeah, he did too. You might want to look it up.
Alex Smith and what?
Alex Smith went to the. What are you talking about? A college football Hall of Fame, sir. He's the first overall pick. Wasn't he? No.
Yeah.
He wasn't. Oh, okay. Did he go into the College Football Hall of Fame with Coach Solich? Come on.
If you say so. I didn't necessarily know that, but yeah.
I
could have believed so. I mean, his career was great in college.
I'm just saying, man. I know I'm on my Bill Bush kick. I get it. And not that Bill Bush is going to get an opportunity. I don't know. It's just hard for me to understand how Bill Bush can turn a team around like he did with us in a year before and not even get a sniff at it. I don't know it. Maybe I need to call Bill Bush, but I would imagine he wouldn't need to put his name in the hat. I would think that phone call would come and say, "Hey, Bill, are you interested?" No, Terrell?
What?
You don't believe that?
Believe what now?
That Bill Bush at least deserves a phone call.
I mean, you can't tell a coach how to, who to hire and what's the thing. I mean, I understand Bill Bush is still in Nebraska, but I mean, this is Matt Rule's team.
I know. I just wishful thinking.
I just think us as Nebraska people need to stop. Let Matt Rule do it and stop trying to put people like we done heard Bill Bush night for the whole year about defensive coordinator, special team coach, and I think Matt Rule does a good job of once he figure out that like Ed Foley wasn't the guy, you have to look around and you got to get the best guy who's out there.
Well, Bill Bush is the best guy out there, if you ask me. That's just me. That's in my opinion. I mean, what do you think our place kicker was? What was he? John Holt. What was he ranked? Out of all the place kickers in college football, what was John Holt? You think it ain't a problem? He played well towards the end. 102nd. I'll help you.
Well, he didn't start off the season, so it was more Tristan Ivano at the beginning of the season.
It doesn't
matter
because
if John Holt kicks the whole season, then we turn around and we say, okay, now with Christian Ivano, starting off the season, I mean,
what? Seriously? We talking field goals now, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? Field goals.
Nah,
stuff like that.
I don't know that.
Okay, so here's what I'm telling you, that the average John Holt still got to be better when he does get an opportunity to play than 102nd. He's 102nd, not based on how many games. It's based on you making field goals.
So is field goal made or field goal percentage?
66.7%.
Yeah, but as you know, that wasn't entirely his fault. Again, part of the reason why the special teams change is being made is because it was a disaster to get the ball back there, place it, and for him to get a kickoff.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. The special teams, it says special teams. You guys are special. I'm on my soapbox, and let me go to punt. See where we're at, where Boom Boom is in punting. And this is basically number of punts, yards, long, average, net. Okay? Those are the 5 categories I'm going to give you. The number one guy from Baylor University had 43 punts, 2,122 yards, 79 for a long, average 49 yards, net 44.8. Okay? So let's go see. Because you got to take something into consideration. When you block a punt, those are yards. Okay? Now, what do you think Boom Boom Boomshini is? Where do you think he's ranked?
As far as average per punt?
No, let's just say ranked out of all the punters in college football, where is he ranked? Yeah, okay. As far as average. Like what number is he?
Punt yards might be different than average, but 44 is a pretty solid average. I'd say probably top 20.
29.
29, yeah.
44.7. So kind of tied for 28, 29, 30 is 3 of them. My point is, I think if you go and look, and I'm going to see if I can't go back to 2022 to see who led, because I've got it now. This is on ESPN, by the way. This is not my Temu stats.
Well, yeah, like it's still though. They had 5 punt returns for 15 yards return. I mean,
that's a problem.
If you want to call, no, this is in 22. So if you want to say this is ranked number 7, that's not great. That's not great.
Hold on a second. Let me just see, because I like to go back. So boom boom in 22 was 34. He was ranked 34th, and he averaged 44 yards a punt. Had more punting yards. Let me go to kicking in 22. See where we were in 22, and then I'm gonna go to 21. And in 21 or 22, this is 22. Wow. I'm still scrolling. No Nebraska. We on 99. Timmy Bleak Road. Y'all remember Bleak Road?
Yeah.
Timmy Bleak Road was 106th. All right. I won't bore you with it. Let me just see who the return guy was for us in 22. Because remember, Scott Frost was the king at having those guys fair catch. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
So all he did was fair catch. I've never seen a guy not want. Tommy Hill, think about that. Tommy Hill in 2022 was the punt return guy. He had 12 for 221, 18. Long was 32, average 18.4, no touchdown. Go ahead, Terrell. Get us out of here because I'm coming back with more stats, buddy.
All right, get us out. All right, 93.7 The Ticket, the fastest 2 hours of radio. We're moving along. All right, the Captain Show. We'll be right back.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly sunny skies with winds letting up in the afternoon. See a high around 20. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and it'll be cold with a low of just 6. Tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies return with a light breeze and the high around 22. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher from 3.7 Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
League One Volleyball is bringing the action to Omaha with Omaha's first serve on January 24th at 7 p.m. Central Time at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Witness history in the making as Love Omaha Volleyball takes on Love Madison in the team's inaugural home match. Be there to watch Olympic teammates Jordan Larson and Lauren Carlini go head-to-head in a battle of the world's best. Visit lovboma.com for tickets starting at $31. Volleyball is the next major league. Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Time for a new heating and cooling system? Get the options, brand, and efficiency that best fits your family and your home. Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Attention all wing fans! Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today at 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Radio. Oh. Bush making that radio money. Why would he want to go back to coaching? I agree with you on that one. Listen, that's not just about Bill Bush. Somebody else said that. Where's Charlie at? Charles said, Vershawn, you need to move on. Nebraska, as well as the rest of the world, has accepted the fact that Bill Bush is not going to be the special teams coordinator. Okay, no problem. If he's not, then who is?
Get a younger hot guy.
Yeah, younger hot guy. Like who?
I don't know.
Who?
Well, the interesting thing here is, again, I think you want somebody with a resume, and they're Bill Bush certainly has a resume. There's plenty of people out there with a resume of making special teams better significantly, though. There is the special teams coordinator position could be used as bringing in a rising, young guy but sometimes that can be used with like an addition, like, okay, he can recruit, he's coming up, he's going to be a coordinator someday, but not necessarily a special teams guru. I think with the special teams performance that Nebraska's had, if there is such a thing, right? It's it's a lot of kind of simple, basic stuff, and then there's a couple wrinkles you can throw in, as with anything. But I think they need to really focus on somebody like that you said with a resume. I don't want the young guy that can recruit. I think there's other spots for that on the roster. Certainly, that's and I think they've done that with some of the additions they've had to this offseason. But this special teams was so bad, and you've had 2 years now under Matt Rule. One where you had just such a turnover problem, and the second year where you've had a crazy special teams problem. If you want to take that step to becoming a 9-win program or competing in the Big Ten, you can't have this giant, huge 128th in the nation, big part of the ball game thing lingering around. And so you've addressed the turnovers. Now you address the special teams. Don't let any other area on your football team drop down to one of the worst in the nation, or it's going to be hard to get over that hump.
You know that in kickoff returns that Niles Paul was 13 in 2008.
He's a pretty good kick return, yeah. Especially for a guy, it's interesting because he played tight end in the league. You don't often see tight ends returning kicks. He did, quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he was a receiver. They converted him to tight end, of course, but he was a receiver. He was a small body tight end. But Alex Henry was number 21 that year in punt. Or in kicking. My bad, not punting, kicking. And then I'm only saying this because it's important. Dan Chinchner was like 86th in punt. We can't miss this time. I don't think you can go into another year with the special team miscues that we had and not address it. It just have to look different. Period. I moved on. I guess we're going to talk about a little football game.
Yeah,
huh?
I think we addressed it.
Okay, good. Let's talk about some football. Who did you catch him, Terrell?
No, I'm still 2 behind. I'm going for the tie.
3 games remaining, 2 games behind.
I'm going for the tie.
And shout out to PJ Fleck. I mean, we all picked Minnesota, so it didn't help one way or the other. But 8th straight bowl win for Minnesota, and he had mayonnaise dumped all over him for the Duke's Mayo Bowl, and the mascot underneath the mayonnaise mascot ended up being a celebrity. So now as I set it up, I can't think of his name. But it was an interesting weekend for PJ Fleck.
Did you see the guy?
Flavor Flav, that's who it was, who was underneath the mayonnaise mascot.
Did you see the guy in the booth who ate the mayonnaise?
Oh,
he puked.
Ate it where? Just out the jar?
No, on the air. Like they was in the booth. And
like ice cream mayonnaise.
Like an ice cream, whatever it is, he puked.
Yeah, they dumped it all over PJ, and I think he did I don't think he necessarily knew what to do. You forget his mayonnaise or whatever, so he tried to eat a little bit of it. But you can't just, I don't know. You can't eat just like a big helping of mayonnaise.
Was it a lot?
Oh, it was a lot of mayonnaise, yeah.
Is that a tradition?
Yeah, that's the Duke's Mayo Bowl. So it's, for that bowl game. And that's what a lot of these bowl games are getting to is, kind of the Pop-Tarts Bowl or the Mayo Bowl. There's plenty of things going on. By the way, former Nebraska wide receiver Jalen Lloyd commits to Oklahoma State.
Good pickup.
Thank you, Rico dropping it.
Hey, you got my thing? You got my show me the money. Can you load that clip?
Yeah, I could load it.
Yeah, load that up. Show me the money. And then he's gonna run track. He's gonna do both there too as well. The good thing about that is we don't have to see him, on a yearly basis. Because I would hate for just like what happens with Malachi Coleman if he comes here and scores and wins a game. Like when those guys come here, you cannot let them dudes do anything that transfer. You got it?
No, hold on a second.
All right, don't worry about it. We can get it in a second. It's not no big deal, man. It's the 6th day of January of 2025.
We're getting some real bad static from here, and I think it's going on.
For me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go in and come back out if it's static.
So, Bach, I
It's
wanted
almost
to
getting pretty. Yeah, try to reconnect because it's pretty bad right now. So
I want to talk about the commit we got from the Georgia Southern linebacker Marquise Watson Trent on Saturday. The linebacker recorded 120 sacks, 120 tackles last season, Bob. 1.5 sacks. He played in 49 games over 5 years. This is one of the kids. He has tallied 100 tackles in each of his past 3 seasons. I kind of like this because I always thought we needed a true middle linebacker. He's only 5'11". I think he's about 240, but you know, I think we always needed a true middle linebacker, and this should help Vincent Shavers out because now you don't have to really rely on him to move, and it gives the chance for the younger guys that we got from the linebackers like Dawson Merritt or the other kid from or the other kid from Merritt from Omaha. It gives those kids a chance to really redshirt and develop. Not saying they're not ready yet, but you really don't want to throw a freshman out there in the middle linebacker spot, especially in the Big Ten. So I'm hoping this works out for us because now you got that guy in the middle. You have Vincent Shavers. You have a guy in Willis McGahee who plays the jack, doesn't he?
yeah.
So you basically, you know, we count on these 3 guys. Anything can happen over the next 6-7 months. So we're not going to say that's a for sure lock, but you will want to get these guys, you know, especially Willis McGahee and Vincent Shavers because they already showed us what they can do. We did play against this kid in Georgia Southern when Frost was here, and they did upset us. So you know, I think that's a good thing, and really overall, I think Nebraska is doing a good job. Have some offensive linemen that's coming in. I know it's a big kid in Alabama they've been talking about. You ever heard of this kid? Well, he's from my hometown.
Okay.
So he's from Alabama, and I think he's like 6'6" or 6'3", about 335. But he started for Alabama the last 2 years, and he's in the transfer portal. He might command a lot bit more, but you know, we still have a long way to go on the offensive line. You know, those guys are young. Didn't really play much, but I still think we have some offensive linemen to get.
Yeah, that's definitely, you got to circle that as far as you know, a want for Nebraska and to get better going into next season. But this was a big one, and I think they maybe could have got around. I mean, Javen Wright's looking for another season. You maybe could have just went at, you know, along the, you know, the company line, I suppose, just kept the guys going. But Marquise Watson Trent is huge. Like you said, last 3 seasons, over 120 tackles. And they just didn't have necessarily a great replacement for John Bullock. They're kind of middle manning that defense, and that this sets it up. I mean, I think that you expect him, if the last 3 years he's got more than 100 tackles, he could bring that to Nebraska and really help solidify that middle. We talk about that front 7 needing to replicate what we saw this last year, and it's going to be harder to do that without Ty Nash on the front line, but also some of those losses at linebacker. So I mean, this is absolutely huge. Again, not just for the tackles that he's going to bring, but the help that he's going to bring to those other guys. Merritt and Jones probably won't be redshirting, as Brad says on YouTube, but they could, as we've seen in the last couple of years with the freshmen. Vincent Shavers takes a little time to get into it. Ernest Hausman, even, you know, it's rare for a true freshman to just hit the field and be able to play. You know, at full, you know, I guess look like a junior out there, you know, ready to roll. So this is a guy that's very much experienced and can get this thing rolling. So let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll talk more about that. We'll try to reconnect with Rashawn Jackson. We'll be back on The Captain on 93.7 The Ticket.
New year, new you? Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping can help make sure you keep that resolution this time. Our proven system combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition, along with our expert coaching to make sure you're moving forward toward your goals. The next 10-week challenge starts January 11th, but if you enroll now, you can start today and get a head start on those gains for no extra cost. Plus, head to fxblincoln.com and you can save $100. Don't wait. Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Shouldn't the landscape around your house reflect the architecture as well as the interior? Whether it's new construction or breathing life into an outdated landscape, let the teams at Tailored Landscapes, Tailored Lights, and Tailored Life combine as your local source for outdoor living. Schedule a meeting with one of our designers who listen during our consultations and combine your preferences, plus our experience to give you a timeless, sustainable, photo shoot-worthy landscape. Call us at 402-432-2572. Find us on any social media or at www.tailoredlandscapes.com, because when you find one company, you find the benefit of three.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Attention all wing fans! Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today at 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly sunny skies with winds letting up in the afternoon. See a high around 20. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and it'll be cold with a low of just 6. Tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies return with a light breeze and a high around 22. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher from 3.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is 93.7 The Ticket.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
Three-time national champion Vershawn Jackson.
Oh, got a bunch all alone is Vershawn Jackson. And Vershawn will get it to the 24-yard line.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bakoven. Coming at you live from the Coppels Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
try it now. Is it clear?
Sounds clear for now.
Okay, good.
Good job.
Good.
I called Rollo and I told him, you better get my equipment together or it's on.
Yeah,
Move,
sounds
here
great.
I come.
All right, welcome back to the Captain Show. I got right now, Captain, we got a top 25 guy in our building, not in the building, but on Nebraska football team. I got college football NIL evaluation for the top 100 athletes, not just football players, but athletes.
Okay. And when you get done with this, I'm going back to the linebacker. Because to
Yeah,
me,
we got your
that's the
thought.
best. That's the best pick we've had in a long time. That dude can play football. Not a big kid. He ain't a big kid either. 5'11", 2.5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can
go
run
ahead.
though.
Go ahead. Let's talk about this big money.
Big money. Number one, this is and it's a female in the top 10. So very, very interesting about that. Arch Manning, 6.6 million. Haven't even touched the field that much.
Must be nice to be a Manning.
Shadur Sanders, 6.5. Travis Hunter, 5.7. Quinn Ewers, 4.5. DJ Lagway, freshman, 3.7. Jeremiah Smith, the phenom from Florida, 3.7. What's that female? What was she, Bach? I'm trying to see.
Livy Dunn, this is among all not just football players, but everybody. Livy Dunn is number 5. A lot of that due to her following on social media, where she's got 5.4 million followers, on Instagram, 8.1 on TikTok. So that's a big part of what she does. Obviously, who she dates doesn't hurt either. But then it's just kind of interesting. You go through it, different names, new names kind of entering in, names that will be leaving. Like the new name coming in, AJ Dibansa, the big time recruit that committed to BYU in basketball.
Yes.
Of course, you're going to see guys like Travis Hunter off this list, pretty soon. So kind of a shuffling of things. But like
Dylan Raiola.
Terrell said, Dylan Raiola entering the top 25, or I don't know if he's entering. He might have already been there, but
he's 21. He's 21 among football players. He's at $2 million.
Do they get that?
Huh?
Do they get the money that they're evaluated at?
No, and that's where it's kind of tough. Is that On3 is doing a rough estimate here, so we don't know necessarily. Obviously, they don't just throw these out there, just be like, well, maybe it'll be this. So I mean, I think there's some insight in these numbers, but they're not exact.
I always just wondered, you can evaluate a person. You can say, oh, you're worth $10 million, but if you can't go get 100,000, are you really worth $10 million?
Wouldn't appear to be.
No, just saying. Now let's give you back to this linebacker. Listen to me. To me, this is the best get. This is to me, okay? I watched him, 5'11", tackling machine. This is a football player. He's an every down guy. I don't think you'll see him coming in and out of the game. You don't take 120 tackles off the field. And he's a machine. I love the get. Defensively, I think we're moving right along. Offensively, we're doing our thing. I still haven't seen another running back added to the equation. And there's not – have we got a major offensive line get?
No, they're still looking for that.
And I that's the tough part of this process is that you got to start inside out. I like what we're doing on defense. I really do. I think they're doing a phenomenal job on defense, getting some studs. But you better make sure that offensive line is solid. And maybe those young guys that we haven't saw, maybe they doing their thing, and maybe we're good. You got what's the big guy? Britt from Iowa. You got a lot of those young guys, I think, who are probably going to step up. Who either they know they're going to step up or they have to step up. But if not, you don't get your offensive line in order. I don't care what you go get on. You go get the baddest receivers in the business. It'll be cool, but you're not going to win big games. Not in the Big Ten.
Yeah, it's interesting. You look at who's kind of returning from those that started in the bowl game. You got Ben Scott obviously out the door, Bryce Benhart out the door. So you're looking at Justin Evans, who maybe could move back to center. So you're kind of trying to pick apart there. Henry Lutovsky has played guard so far in his career here. 6'6", 320. maybe could be a tackle option if need be. Like you said, hopefully we can address this thing. Gunnar Gatchul obviously started a big portion of the second half as a redshirt freshman this past year at 6'6", 305. So I think you've at least got one tackle there. And then you kind of look at the backups that were, again, listed on the bowl game depth chart. Grant Segrin as a redshirt freshman was the top backup at left tackle. Brock Knutson, a 6'7", 305 redshirt freshman, was the top backup at right tackle. Like you said, Grant Bricks might play into that mix as a true freshman, 6'6", 310. So, those are some of the options that you're looking at moving forward. Also, Jason Mazerik, a redshirt freshman, was the backup guard for the bowl game at 6'2", 305. So Sam Sledge, backup center, 6'4", 295 as a redshirt freshman. You'll notice all these guys I'm talking about, redshirt freshmen. So a lot of it's going to be a lot of youth, and that's why a lot of people still feel okay. Maybe it is next man up. Maybe these guys have progressed enough under Raiola to be ready to perform now. But that's why a lot of people kind of circle that and think, okay, they really need some offensive line help to round out this session, I suppose, this offseason to get the team ready for next year. Which, by the way, you can say what you want, and I know a lot of people feel like under Donovan Raiola that the offensive line has improved. Here's the big question: they might have, for a long time, you might be able to improve with Corcoran and Benhart. Those guys are gone now. So it's kind of, as we say with coaches from before, now even position coaches, it's time to start kind of maybe doing it with your guys, and whether that's your guys out of the transfer portal or your guys that you've developed. This will be a big test here for us as how well Donovan's doing at offensive line. Of course, it'll be his 4th season overall with the program. So,
well, we got a young man who just entered the portal, Elijah Pickett, big guy, 6'6", 327-pounder, offensive tackle from the University of Alabama. He was the 31 ranked player coming in 90. What was that? Two years ago. So he was the 4th offensive tackle, number 5 in Georgia, and he's from Columbus, Georgia. So if y'all need me to make that phone call, I need a little wiretap.
No, we're not. We're good.
You keep saying that.
I'd go ahead and tell you to make that phone call. I don't know if you can try to help. That sounds like something that Nebraska might be interested in.
Yeah, big guy, 6'6", 327.
What happened at his school?
Alabama's losing. He probably wanted to get out of there. They best player on their team left last year to go to Ohio State. So this might be a case where this kid might pick up and go to Georgia. Who knows?
Make the phone call, Terrell. Make the phone call. I'll wiretap you a little something.
Yeah, just one of those Carver High School kids. So,
yeah, that's an easy call for you.
I got the Carver contact in my phone.
You need to call Coach Rule.
I do like that. I do like the linebacker pickup because I always thought Nebraska didn't have a really true middle linebacker this year. Bullock, he was underweight probably. But we didn't have that true middle linebacker like Nebraska is used to having.
Yeah, every down guy.
Yeah, every down guy, or even just a guy who doesn't even care about making tackles. They just want to blow up the middle and spring it out and let another guy make it.
This is a football player, ladies and gentlemen. We got a football player. He's a football player.
If you put this guy with Vincent Shavers and Willis McGahee Jr. and another cast of linebackers that you got a whole bunch of young guys coming in with Dawson Merritt and the guy from Omaha. So you get a chance to relax them guys and probably redshirt them or or let them play 4 games and see how they do.
Yeah, and we're getting a guy like this. You're right, Terrell. It helps those younger guys because this guy's he's got experience on the job. So to have a guy like that, I don't think we've had a guy like that in a long time as far as the dog mentality, the mentality to get after the offense. I love that in this kid. I think this kid's going to really make some huge waves. And I think the defense, man, they're doing a great job.
Now, obviously, this is probably a story of a guy being overlooked. You mentioned his size, 5'11", 225, maybe being overlooked because of his size. I have to dive more deep into his story to see if he's, kind of had some big offers. But it looks like I would assume not if you finish that, if you end up at Georgia Southern. It'll be interesting to see. Like we kind of want to pencil him in as the middle linebacker, but 225 is not huge. It's just a lot of tackles. And I guess my question would be, with all those tackles. Is that an example? Do you think you'll get 100 tackles at Nebraska? I guess is my question, because at Georgia Southern, if you are that next level type of guy, there might be a few more tackles that you can make because your teammates can't make them, right? Where at Nebraska, they might be a little bit less of an opportunity in doing that. Or do you think 100 tackles is 100 tackles? This guy is going to come in and probably get near that.
Well, it'll be hard. It'll be harder than 3-3-5 because there's less linemen, and it's easy to get to a linebacker. But with his speed, can he get off the block? That's one thing we have to say about that. Can he get off the block? Can he get lower than the lineman and try to do that? It's a lot of things that he has to get used to, especially playing in the Big Ten. So, I mean, like I say, it's still a wait and see trial for me, though. It's a good pickup because, the 100 tackles sound great. But when it transitions to the Big Ten, how he makes that transition is what we're going to have to look at.
Now, ain't that the same Georgia Southern team that beat us?
Yeah, about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
He was on that team?
Mm-hmm.
So wait a minute. We got a tackler machine, 5'11", 225, and he's a machine. I don't care how big he is. It's about what's in his heart. And if he's done it at Georgia Southern, that means Georgia Southern's playing Division I Power 4 schools, correct?
At times, mostly Division I, yes.
I'm saying, you put Georgia Southern on your schedule when you want to schedule homecoming or something like that. If you're Ohio State, you know what I'm saying? You don't think about Georgia Southern making no waves in Division I football. And I think a couple years ago or last year, I think they did well, but I don't know. Jackson State, I think, beat them.
Well, they did have 7 wins this last year, so it was a bowl team. It's not like it's a bottom of the barrel team, but
yeah.
So, but I'm saying, what I'm simply saying is, I don't know why he wouldn't be able to come here to Nebraska and do the exact same thing that he did at Georgia Southern. I'm saying Georgia Southern's defensive line can't be better than Nebraska's.
Well, if you don't have that big guy in the middle, then he doesn't get 110 tackles. You need somebody to take care of Nash Place or the other big guy, but right now we don't have that big guy that's gonna demand that double team.
I thought we went and got a big dude in the transfer portal. You got Elijah Judy coming back. You got Van Poppel, which I like Van Pop. I thought Van Pop to me he's gonna be to me the next Ty Robinson, Van Pop. But other than that, you don't know. But I thought we got a big kid out of the transfer portal from somewhere, and then you got the one AA player of the year.
He's Tennessee State.
Yeah,
he's 260, 270, 280.
Yeah, but if he plays with leverage and he can move and he knows how to use his hands, I'll take that. You got to think, we was making Cam Linhart play defensive tackle. How big is Cam Linhart? How big is 10? 10 can't be more than 260.
Yeah, but 10 ain't gonna...
Butler was playing on that defensive line tackle spot too. So,
but they're not going to demand a double team, though. I mean, I would rather block them straight up with a tight end before I let a guard or tackle try to help them out.
I would agree with that. But what I'm saying with getting this kid that's 6'2", a little smaller, 6'2", I call those dudes little powder kegs. They're short to the ground. He's probably got long arms, and he knows how to get off of blocks. That's what I like. He's going to clog up the middle. You got to get football players now. Can't get projects. You get projects don't win games. They just look good.
And for what it's worth, Marquise Watson-Trent, when he did come in here at Memorial Stadium to play Nebraska, and they got that upset win, 45-42. Forget, last game of Scott Frost. 10 tackles in that game. And I do want to be clear, too. Like, this defense was a top 25 defense, and the leading tackler had 70 tackles. So Marquise Watson-Trent is not necessarily going – when I ask that question, I just want to be clear that his success is not going to be defined on whether he gets 100 tackles or not. If this defense is great and he has – like Terrell. I mean, Terrell led the team, with 69 tackles, didn't even break 70 tackles. was a second-team All-American. So it's not completely those numbers. It's just that looks good coming in, right? 3 straight years of 100-plus tackles. You think, okay, maybe you've got a tackling machine on your hands.
You do. You do. I mean, it's like getting another Terrell Farley. I think that he reminds me of a bigger Terrell Farley. So if Terrell was 225, you put him in the middle, he'd be a tackling machine. Our problem that I spoke about all season was that we missed tackles. Remember the game I said we almost missed 100 tackles? Can't remember. UCLA, was it? Or I don't remember exactly the game, but I marked it down. Every tackle we missed. It's like 40 tackles in the first half. So you can't continue the same trend and be successful. You will be 7-6 again. Is 7-6 next year successful?
Not next year.
What do we say is successful for this football team next year?
I think a lot of people are going to say, to try to get back to that 9-win mark. I think 8 wins would probably be, again, technically, better and keep the ship moving along. But I think it would be much like the 7-6 record this year, right? Where it's like, yeah, that's progress. Yeah, it's good, but it's not quite what it could have been. I think 8 wins next year would represent a similar type of feeling. So I think the idea is to take that jump, 9-10 wins. And you heard, if you listen to the bowl coverage, Oscar football, obviously they're aiming for higher than that. They said they were preparing for this bowl game and going into the next year looking to make the college football playoff. 9 wins isn't going to do it. So at that, if that's what they're looking for, you at least need 10.
Well, if the checkbook's wide open, it's doable. It's doable. You're bringing in all new coaches or some new coaches. You're mixing the old with the new, and you're figuring out in 2 years, hey, this is what we can do. This is what we can't do as far as this NIL landscape. That's a mess that will continue to be a mess. So spring should be very, very interesting, to say the least. I'm going to tell you a guy that you better not sleep on. I love Dylan Raiola. I love him. But that transfer quarterback that we got, what's his name? You know what I'm talking about?
Marco DeVia from Purdue.
Listen to me. I don't even know why he wasn't starting at Purdue. I have no idea why this kid wouldn't start. If Purdue won 2 games?
Yeah, they got fired, yeah.
All I want, go, text line, Captain's Country, ticket listeners, go look at the backup quarterback. That's all I can tell you. So I like what we're doing there, just in case.
You like his high school film that much because he didn't put anything on tape at Purdue.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking
his high school
film,
huh?
Yeah, I'm talking his high school film. I mean, it's not like you're not getting a bum at backup. You're getting a guy who's got 3-4 years to play.
Oh yeah,
I like it. Stack the deck, Coach Rule. Stack the deck. Go ahead, Bach. Get us out of here. I told you I like y'all to get us out.
All right, you're listening to the Captain here on 93.7 The Ticket with 3-time national champ Rashawn Jackson, the Hall of Famer and All-American Terrell Farley, and myself, Jake Bachman. We'll be back after this.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
New year, new you? Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping can help make sure you keep that resolution this time. Our proven system combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition, along with our expert coaching to make sure you're moving forward toward your goals. The next 10-week challenge starts January 11th, but if you enroll now, you can start today and get a head start on those gains for no extra cost. Plus, head to fxblincoln.com and you can save $100. Don't wait. Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese Beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and so much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly sunny skies with winds letting up in the afternoon. See a high around 20. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and will be cold with a low of just 6. Tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies return with a light breeze and a high around 22. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher from 93.7 Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the Captain Show, 93.7 The Ticket, the fast 2 hours on radio. All right, guys. NFL, Bob, the playoffs are set.
Yes, they are.
And some coaches got fired, too.
Yeah, how about 1 year of Gerard Mayo? I always
don't
think
like
it's got to be a disaster maybe and then I guess they must have felt like this was a disaster of a year.
I think they fired him because they didn't get that number 1 pick. They won yesterday, but Doug Peterson got fired from the Jaguars. Seattle Seahawks fired their offensive coordinator. It's just the Bengals fired their defensive coordinator. I would have thought Taylor Martinez would get Cam, but he had a very good last 5 games, so we'll see how that go.
Who's that? Taylor Martinez?
Yeah. No, who's the coach at the Bengals?
Oh, Zach Taylor.
Zach Taylor.
I'm
Zach
glad you
Taylor.
said. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, them two confusing me.
Yeah, like they said, the NFL playoffs now set. So tell me which one of these wild card games grabs your attention the most. You got the Vikings and the Rams. Of course, Vikings lost to the Lions last night. That put them in the wild card. They're a 14-3 wild card team, so it can be tough. Then you've got the Commanders and the Bucks.
I like the Commanders.
Yeah, the Bucks didn't play necessarily a great division. They're the only winning team, I believe, in that division, but that gets them the 3 seed. You've got the Eagles and the Packers.
The Packers. I mean, the Eagles better watch out game because they can get upset in that game.
No.
Okay.
No. They rest Saquon Barkley. There ain't no way.
So that's
way. I'm picking the Eagles to win it.
You like the Eagles to beat the Packers?
Yeah, of course. The Eagles. I'm picking the Eagles to win the championship.
Oh, altogether. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I picked them at the start of the season to win.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to your hometown?
The Chiefs.
Yeah,
they've got the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Listen, man, at every great giant has to fall at some point.
Hard to win 3 in a row. My goodness.
I'm just saying you win 3 in a row. That's a different conversation. I'm just looking at when was the last time a team won 3 Super Bowls in a row?
Hasn't happened.
And I don't think it starts now. They had a great listen, Kansas City had a great run. Who does Kansas City potentially have to play?
So Kansas City will be awaiting, I believe, the Chargers and the Texans winner, excuse me.
Easy. Look for an upset. I don't know why. I'm just saying. They've been close. They've been riding a wave of success all year. Underachieving team, don't have the receivers, guys leaving, but they're consistent. I just don't see them winning 3 Super Bowls in a row. I can't see it.
I think Detroit is probably the hottest team right now going into the playoffs.
We're the number 1 seed in the NFC, yeah.
Yeah, I like Detroit.
Well, but Detroit's got to play. They're going to have to play Philly at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they would play the lowest seed remaining. They would play the lowest remaining seed.
Right.
Whoever wins if the Eagles beat the Packers, then if the Packers beat the Eagles, then the Packers will play Detroit. But if that doesn't happen, you might as well think about the Bucks versus the Commanders. And I think the Commanders can beat the Bucks.
NFC Championship game, Detroit versus Philly. And I think it's going if Kansas City does not get upset in the first round, it'll be Kansas City and Philly in a rematch. But I just think that Kansas City is not going to make it to the Super Bowl for 3 straight years. I just don't think so.
Well, you look at on the AFC side again. We mentioned Texans and Chargers, and thanks to Terrell for reminding me, it's not necessarily bracketed that way. Now it's the lowest seed will take on the highest seed there in the second round. So it could be Pittsburgh or Denver here, because Pittsburgh as the 6th seed is going to take on the 3 seed Baltimore. Pittsburgh's kind of been faltering down the stretch here, so Baltimore should win that one. And then you have the Bills, the 2 seed, taking on the 7 seed Broncos. I think could be an interesting one.
Broncos stand a chance.
No,
You don't think so?
No.
Josh Allen certainly could. I mean, if he wins MVP, I think you'd probably the favorite at this point.
No, I think Lamar's the favorite.
Well, Lamar could be right there. I'd put it between those two and Saquon.
Yeah, I mean,
Lamar. Listen, Baltimore should be the team to beat, to me. But there will never be a dual threat quarterback to me that will win the Super Bowl.
Mm.
What was the last dual threat quarterback to win the Super Bowl? I'm waiting. Come on, text line. Who was the last dual threat quarterback to win the Super Bowl?
I don't know about last. Maybe Russell Wilson would be coming to mind.
Would you put him in that? Would you put him in that dual threat conversation?
Especially back then.
Terrell, you would put him in that dual threat conversation?
Who, Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't think
he's
so.
not a runner.
All right, let me go look at his Super Bowl year stats. How many running yards he had? Let's prove you guys. But to your point, it hasn't happened a whole lot over the years, especially over the last several years.
I just got something on Instagram. I'm not going to read it now. I lost it, so don't worry about it. Basically, right, but listen, basically it said this, right? You know how people get in the transfer portal, the young men get in the transfer portal? What's the first thing? What's the first thing they do on social media when they get in the transfer portal?
I'm gone. I would like to thank.
There you go. What? There it is, Terrell. What?
I would like to thank the University of blah blah blah.
I will always be a Husker. I will always. Do y'all believe that? Is that just going out gracefully or whatever the case may be? Because they always say they love their teammates, coaches, and all that type of stuff. Well, if you love them, why are you leaving? Do you think those Dear John letters are just fluff, or do they really mean it?
I mean, I think they mean it. It can be fluff. It's obviously to each individual. But again, I think that's a big part of your career. I mean, I think Terrell's still got some JUCO pride in where he went. I think if you make any stop along the way, unless you were just hated the coach, hated the situation, whatever it was, you have friends and teammates and all that you don't hate everybody there. Sometimes you just need a new, a situation that'll work better for you. So
I love my JUCO. It made me who I was today.
There you go.
But you never hear about guys don't ever just like come out and be like, you know what, thanks, but I'm glad I'm going to better pastures. Or guys don't ever be like, you know what, they treated me horrible. Not that I would want them to do that. I was just wondering, the Dear John stuff. I think you could save that. Don't say you'll always be a Husker. I don't think you will be, especially if you got. Okay, here you go. Chief Borders, for instance, is in the transfer portal again, right?
Is he? I didn't see that. Sure.
Yeah, I think Chief Borders is in the transfer portal again. So we're working on 5 teams. Who's he relate to?
Florida, the first team he signed with.
I doubt that very seriously.
Not Nebraska. Didn't do enough.
He went Florida, then where? Georgia?
No, he went Florida, then here, then Pittsburgh.
He's on his way to another school now. It's ridiculous. NCAA needs to do something about this foolishness, this tomfoolery. Go ahead, but it was something you was looking up, Bot.
Oh, just that Russell Wilson, the year that they won the championship, he ran for over 500 yards. The year after, he ran for over 800 yards. I'd say that's dual threat.
What?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Man, what? Dual threat is like
Michael Vick.
You guys are out of your mind if you don't think 500 yards is a dimension that the defensive coordinator has to worry about all year long.
500? Go look and see how many yards Michael Vick had in the season.
I'm not talking about the best running quarterback of all time.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I'm saying a dual threat quarterback. These are some, some of the parameters that we put people in.
Who else would we count as a dual threat quarterback?
Let me go look at the stats right now and see where that would equate to this year as far as rushing quarterbacks.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I'll call him a dual threat. I guess I think he's a threat, but I don't know if he's a dual threat. Like when I think dual threat, I think Jackson, I think Michael Vick, I think Randall Cunningham. I think guys that what's the other kid's name from Tennessee? He was even more of a dual threat. Steve McNair.
You like Josh Allen ran for 531 yards this year.
Is he a dual threat?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Kyler Murray, 572. Jalen Hurts. I mean, these guys are definitely dual threats. 630. So, yes, Russell Wilson, at least at one point in his career, was a dual threat quarterback that won a Super Bowl. But again, hasn't happened too often. That's going back over 10 years.
Right. I'm just saying it doesn't happen often. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That most of the times you got to go get, okay, Donovan McNabb. Would you say Josh Allen is a dual threat guy?
Absolutely.
You can make a point. What about 15 in Kansas City? Is he dual threat?
No.
He'll hurt you with his legs at times, won't he?
He can at times. He definitely is good at getting around the pocket and finding somebody open downfield. But that's usually what he's doing is extending the play.
Donovan McNabb.
Yes.
I'd say so more in college than in pro, but
what? Listen. If you're gonna say Russell Wilson is one, then you got to go Donovan McNabb too.
Lamar Jackson has 915 yards rushing.
Donovan McNabb's got 3,459 yards rushing and 29 touchdowns.
Yeah. It was definitely early in his career. Like I said, at Syracuse, he was definitely a dual threat. And in the pros, early in his career, he ran for 600 yards, over 600 yards in the year 2000. But toward the end of his career, the last 10 years of his career, he topped out at like 200. So,
but you're right. You're right, though, Bach. Russell Wilson's a dual threat. He's got 5,000 yards rushing and 26 touchdowns on the ground.
Lamar Jackson had 6,173. He broke the record already.
But they still don't have him as the best dual threat. Who do you got when we come back, other than Michael Vick? Who's number 2 all-time running dual threat quarterback?
Michael Vick's number 2.
Don't cheat. We'll be right back.
The McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket is your place for English Premier League soccer. On Saturday, Tottenham plays Newcastle at 6:30 a.m., followed by Crystal Palace playing Chelsea at 9 a.m. To cap off the Saturday action, Arsenal will face off against Brighton at 11:30 a.m. On Sunday, Fulham plays Ipswich Town at 8 a.m., and then Liverpool will take on Man United at 10:30 a.m. You can catch all these matches and more at the McKinney's Irish Pub, your headquarters in Lincoln for English Premier League soccer at 8th and P.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela. They let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Shouldn't the landscape around your house reflect the architecture as well as the interior? Whether it's new construction or breathing life into an outdated landscape, let the teams at Tailored Landscapes, Tailored Lights, and Tailored Life combine as your local source for outdoor living. Schedule a meeting with one of our designers who listen during our consultations and combine your preferences, plus our experience to give you a timeless, sustainable, photo shoot-worthy landscape. Call us at 402-432-2572. Find us on any social media or at www.tailoredlandscapes.com, because when you find one company, you find the benefit of 3. The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your County Veteran Service Officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to the Captain Show, 93.7 The Ticket, the fastest 2 hours in radio. Oh, man, the men's basketball team had a good outing here. Was it Saturday, Bob?
Yeah, Saturday afternoon on Fox in front of the entire nation.
Yeah, they beat UCLA 66-58. Bryce Williams scored 16 points. Andrew Morgan, 12 off the bench. And Nebraska beat number 15, UCLA, 65 to in a ranked team. So Nebraska is 12-2. We travel to Iowa tomorrow to take on a high-scoring Iowa, wherever they call Iowa
Hawkeye team.
Yeah, the Hawkeyes. I was thinking Iowa State. I'm so used to the Big Eight. So, but yeah, what do you think about this men's basketball team, Bob?
Well, I think it was absolutely a huge win. I think that this team is certainly trending toward what we saw last year in a tournament team that can certainly have a chance to make history at Nebraska, which is exciting because now you're talking about building a program, not just a team. With the basketball program they have going on over there, they really limited UCLA to 4 of 28 shooting from beyond the arc. I mean, UCLA came in as a scrappy defensive team, and Nebraska kind of out UCLA'd them. So, I mean, because they're a defensive team as well. And they did this work again with Bryce Williams not having his best day, 2 of 12 from the floor, but 11 of 12 from the free throw line. So that was huge. But again, as we talk about making steps as a program, I thought it was kind of big, and maybe it's silly to kind of think this way, but when the buzzer was sounding and Nebraska knocked off this top 25 team, I was saying, I hope they don't storm the court. Nebraska was favored by 2.5 going into this game. Didn't storm the court. Victories and wins like this should become more of a regularity at Nebraska rather than something that we just have this, huge celebration for. So I was really excited to see that. And then the other note that I wanted to kind of ask you guys about is UCLA's head coach, Mick Cronin, said that the 20-game home winning streak that Nebraska has right now has more to do with Bryce Williams and Juwan Gary than the crowd. Different ways to take that. Obviously, the players have a bigger impact on the game than the crowd, but they don't have a 20-game away winning streak. And those guys playing that game too. So I think you can find a happy middle there. But certainly, Pinnacle Bank Arena rocking. Even the 300 level was just packed. So this was just a great showing for Nebraska on the national stage.
Yeah, I'm proud of them. Probably a guy like me would probably apologize to Fred Hoiberg for all the things we said probably 2-3 years ago about him. But the last 2 years he brung this program back from the dead, and now he's really earning whatever he's getting. He has Nebraska basketball on track, and you gotta be a bigger person and to apologize for the way things wasn't going early in his career, but now he's got this team on track and he's showing us the coach he is.
You look at this basketball team, and I think it starts with the defense. Those two guys that you just named are tremendous defenders. And I think when you look at the UCLA game, the fact that we doubled them up in steals, we had 10 steals to their 5. And then you look at the rebounds. We out-rebounded UCLA 35-32. So, and then turnovers, 15-13. We beat them in there. So I think when you look at this basketball team, defense is why you're seeing a turnaround, because we're digging in on defense and then we're making them pay on the offensive side of the ball.
Which again, to Terrell's point, Hoiberg coming into Nebraska is kind of about offense and, a lot of possessions. And they did get a lot, some NBA talent in here, but they just weren't getting the win. So got to give them a big credit for, kind of changing the way they do things. Again, part of the reason he wanted Iowa State so much is he was ahead of the curve before there was a transfer portal. He was getting guys out of the transfer portal. Now everybody's doing it. So you got to kind of find a different way to get that, to get that extra step. And again, I know a lot of people can be maybe moved at one way or the other want to help, like you feel like you're helping win that team. But, it is a big compliment that Cronin gave to Juwan Gary and Bryce Williams. There were 2 of the 3 guys returning, of course, Sam Hoiberg being the other, and to just have a little bit of stability moving from year to year. And that's all I'm asking for now, because in college basketball, it's going to be hard to get a whole lot more than that. But a little bit of stability from year to year that you can build the program again, rather than rebuild the team every year. That will be huge, from year to year. And hopefully Nebraska, we see some of these other guys step up as Juwan Gary and Bryce Williams will exit. But I mean, we also have to give, again, this isn't maybe the time to do it because Bryce didn't have his best game, but we have to give him a lot of credit for the strides that he's made. I don't know if this past game put him below it, but he was going into the game was a 50, 40, 90 player, just very efficient and one of the best players in the nation. Had been coming off a couple of recognized national player of the year player of the week, type of stuff. And Nebraska just keeps on rolling. Let's see if they can now go on the road and get a win over Iowa. The tough stretch continues with Purdue. That's why this game was important. That the Big Ten going to be some tough games in back-to-back situations, and that's where Nebraska finds himself. But coming off a win's a lot easier than coming off a loss.
Yep. Shout out basketball team. Hoiberg is doing a great job. Continue there. I saw Buchanan at the game, so that was pretty nice to see him there, cheering on his former team and colleagues. It's always good when the former guys go back and just give a little bit of love to those current guys. So shout out to Buchanan.
Who's Buchanan? Bierke?
No, he played here back.
Henry T. Buchanan. One of the baddest guards.
Buchanan.
Okay.
Yeah, Captain, I brought something for you today. You didn't even check it out today. It's sitting right here in front of me.
Let me zoom in on it. Maybe.
I brought you a present today.
You did?
Yeah. It's not a present, but I don't think Bach can zoom in on it.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
National Football Foundation, Terrell Farley, the Nebraska chapter of the Nebraska Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame hereby honors Terrell Farley, 1995-96, University of Nebraska, for outstanding contributions to the great tradition of college football. What they say? 13th day of September 2024. Congratulations, Terrell. You're such a gloater.
I was going to bring it.
You're such a gloater. Congratulations, though, bro. I think that's a big time honor for you, and you definitely well deserved. Hopefully we can get a couple more guys to get that honor on the current team. Well,
that's it.
2 hours. Fast.
The fastest 2 hours
ever.
Yeah.
And what you got, Bob?
The Adam Carricker Show coming up next year on 93.7 The Ticket. He's back. He was gone for a week. Now he's back.
Back in the saddle. What do you got, Terrell?
I don't know. Probably go clean the rest of the snow out of my driveway.
You know what's so crazy? It's bitterly cold here, but we didn't get much snow at all.
I was out at 2 o'clock.
How many inches
this morning trying to clean the snow up?
How many inches you think you guys got? A bunch?
No, probably like 2 or 3. I don't know what it officially was, but it wasn't too bad.
Well, Tough Talk Tuesday is tomorrow. We'll talk. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I can try to get Bud for Friday. Bud Crawford on Friday. I'll find out, though. We're going to set it up, though. 93.7 The Ticket. We appreciate you guys riding with us. We are powered
by
Bauer.
Infrastructure.
Bauer.
Underground.
Brand.
Excavating.
Terrell, I'm going to need you to get it together. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Live action. 93.7 The Ticket. Captain Show.